from darkness to deliverance. We all know problems will arise in life. And we know storms are going to come, the wind is going to blow, and evil going to try to possess our lives. Satan want to confuse our minds with the problems so that we cannot focus on our families and things that we must do in life. Enjoy what Christ has given us in this life. Why we need each other. That's what this channel is about. We need each other. Too long we have tried to be individually and do things on our own, and we think we can fix everything ourselves. But let me ask you something. Why is there so many others like us? I mean, people living, communicating with us. But when it comes time to share the problems, I ask for help, just to someone to listen to us as we talk about the storm we're going through. We close up. We don't trust. Well, Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and verse 9 through 12. It tells us if it's important to have others around us, because if one falls, others can lift him up. A threefold cord or rope is not quickly broken. Storms are not meant to be weathered alone. God designed us for mutual strength, not solitary survival. Many suffer silently, believing their pain is too heavy to share. But isolation is a storm itself. We need each other to beautifully remind us. Healing begins when we surround ourselves with people who uplift and stand by us. You might say the enemy wants to believe you're alone. But God sent people, friends, mentors, even strangers to be lifelines in the flood. The threefold cord can be interpreted as you, your companion, and God. In Priscilla Shear's book, How You Can Have Peace in the Storm, she speaks of relying on God in hard times and trusting His power when our faith failed, when yours and mine failed, let's say it that way. Even when no one else understands your storm, God does. And He often shows up through the hands and hearts of others. I want to give you a visual metaphor here. Picture two people clinging to a rope in a flood, warning each other in the cold, standing back to back against the wind, saying, "Hold on, my brother or sister. Help is on the way." Finding peace in life's storm emphasizes that faith is not a solo journey. This reinforces the message that a community of people is part of God's design to endure. One of our politicians wrote a book, It Takes a Village. When I was in school, I was with a friend of mine from Africa who was a student there with me. And Dennis was from way South Africa somewhere. He was a locomotive mechanic there. And he had a lot of problems adjusting to school and here in the culture that we are in now. But because all of us students, there was a community lifting up one another, being a threefold cord, a rope, holding one another, he was able to make it through as all of us was. We had to have support from churches, we couldn't work. We had to have that support for tuition and for living and for everything else. And some of us was married. We didn't have all the support. You couldn't work. It took a lot of people to help us, and they did. That's the same thing about your problems today. This is not about Mr. George Brown. I'm part of it. But it's about reaching out, all of us reaching out to one another. And engulfing one another in our arms and helping guide them to a peaceful time through the storm. Whether you are a lifter upper who warns your soul with the old set-ins, and who you are lifting today, encourage them to reach out, pray together, even comment with their stories. Let me invite you to share with one another on this channel. Subscribe to this channel. Like this channel. It is yours. Together we can work it out. Together we can stand. Divided we surely will fall. Listen to the words of Ecclesiastes as you subscribe to this channel. And think about the words I'm saying now, because this is real. This is real. All my years I have been teaching this, preaching this, that we need each other. And I think now what's going on in our country, we all see that we're going to need one another. Food shortage is coming. We're going to have to help one another. God has designed that to be that way. So we might as well now subscribe to this channel. Let's get together and let's help lift one another. Just remember, this video is why we need each other in the storm. Ecclesiastes 4:9-12. I'll read that and then you can subscribe. Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their toil. But if they fall, one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him who is alone when he falls and has not another to lift him up. Again, if two lie together, they keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? And though a man might prevail against one who is alone, two will withstand him. A threefold cord is not quickly broken. Ecclesiastes 9, verses 9-12. Ecclesiastes 4, verses 9-12. Subscribe. Hit that like button. We can do it together.